Welcome to the Human Potential Podcast. My name is Laura, and this is my co-host, Ken.
We back, people. We back.
We're back for another one.
Yeah.
If you're here, welcome to this channel where we talk all things spirituality and self-development. And if you're returning, welcome back. What do we have for them today, Ken?
Oh, yeah. So today we're going to talk about some subjects that, some of us subscribe to, but are not very beneficial to us. So one of the subjects we're going to talk on right now is working hard versus believing that life has to be hard. Laura, talk to him for me real quick. Let him know.
Okay. I really feel like we get these things entangled and then their meanings also get tangled. So what I mean by that is that especially in the United States, people love to identify with this work hard, don't sleep, climb to the top and fight your way up there kind of mentality. And that can also bleed over into you thinking that journey has to be hard. And if you believe that, exactly what the universe is going to give you. If you wake up every day like, oh my God, another day working 12 hours, the universe is going to go, oh, that's what you want? Because you've got to think about your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs as broadcast. So everything you're thinking, feeling, and believing, you're broadcasting it to the universe, and then it just, boom, reflects it right back to you. And so if you're waking up every day saying, all right, here we go again, the universe goes, all right, here we go again. You really got to pay attention to, what do I believe about my career, about my life? Because if you're subscribing to that belief that things have to be hard for you to get to a certain point or a certain financial state, then that's exactly how it's going to be. What do you think, Ken?
Yeah. I think a lot of us were having these beliefs because they were put on us by other people. Like in my instance, I watched my mom work hard. I watched my grandmother work hard. I watched my dad work hard. I watched all of these people work hard, but not be as successful as their work should make them. We're working hard. We're going to these 9 to 5s every day. We're breaking our back. And it's just because we feel like that's what we're supposed to do. Like we're supposed to work hard. It doesn't have to be hard. It really is about what you tell yourself. I go to work every day. All of my friends, all of my coworkers, we all have the same job. We do the same thing. But my day is a lot easier than theirs because of the way that I think about my job. I don't think it has to be hard. I don't think it is hard. So my day reflects that. My life reflects that because of the way that I think. And all of the people that have those experiences where they don't like their job, when you so mad when you wake up in the morning, like, oh, I gotta go to work today. All those got to do's. You see, I changed my got to do's to get to do's. Like I get to go to work today. Like I get to see my kids. I get to, do these things. I don't have to. I don't gotta get up in the morning and go to work. I don't gotta deal with these kids. I don't gotta deal with this personality. I get to do this. So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at would change. Just like your life and anything that you look at.
And I can tell you that I grew up in a similar situation. Like my mom worked really hard. She went to school twice, got 2 different degrees, went to Harvard. She worked hard and she had 2 kids that she was raising. And then I went on my path of I want to be a massage therapist and I want to do energy medicine. And my family was like, no, you're going the wrong way. And I was like, what? No, this is what I want to do. So when you go against what most people do, you will also feel that, what's the word that I want to use? Like that resistance from others on you, even though hey, I want to go this way, based on how people have lived their lives that are trying to show you how to live, they're going to project that onto you. And I had to be, strong enough to stand up for myself and say, no, I'm going to go this way because this is my calling. This is my passion. This is why I'm here. And it took people who are in my life, it took them time to accept it, to understand it, and then to really be excited about it because it was just so different from what they had done.
Yeah. And before we move on to the next one, I want to piggyback on that too, because when you tell people things and they naturally put themselves in your shoes. So when you tell people what you want to do, if they can't see themselves doing it, then they can't see you doing it. So if you could tell somebody something simple, if they can see themselves doing it, like, oh yeah, you can do that. You can build a house. You can do that. But if you say, I want to be a millionaire, if that person can't see themselves doing it themselves, they're going to automatically tell you that you can't do it. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It's a them thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this rolls perfectly into our next one, is the connection between deserving and earning. So talk to me.
Oh, man. I wish that the word earn, I'm going to throw this out into the universe because I'm broadcasting. I wish that people would remove the word earn from their vocabulary, because I've worked with so many people who have said, I don't deserve fill in the blank because I didn't earn it. And I cringe at that, because you're going to be a terrible manifester if you think that you have to earn to deserve, and that you have to always be a huge part of the doing part of receiving. Because you're literally telling the universe, I am a conditional receiver. So only under these conditions will I receive what I desire. Which means you will likely never have the life you really desire, because you will only let things in through that lens of, if I didn't earn it, I don't deserve it. And then also leads you to have all of these emotions like worthlessness and not deserving. And those are such low vibrating emotions. You can't experience joy and worthlessness are not friends. They're enemies. So you have to change what you're believing. So if you believe that I have to earn everything I get, your life is going to be difficult, because that's exactly what you're going to get. What do you think, Ken?
You know what? When you were talking I had a meditation like a week ago, and it was about this same thing about earning. So in the meditation, I went in and I said, okay, I got money coming in. So I said, I have to show the universe that I know what to do with this money. So I have to, make more money with this money. That way I can prove to the universe that I deserve money. And in the meditation, a voice came to me. It said, you don't have to prove anything to me. You don't have to prove anything to me. Anything that you want, I will give it to you. It's not your job to prove to me what you deserve. You already deserve everything. And I came out of that meditation like, wow. Because we all think that we have to deserve it. We have to prove ourselves. Life has to give us this, or else we if we don't prove ourselves, then we can't have it. It's not for us. And I'm letting you all know, like, you deserve every single thing that you want. All of your desires were given to you from a higher power. So they're not even of your own wishing. Even though you may think that they come from you, all of your desires come from something higher than you. So when you have a desire, just know that it's not from you. It's from something higher. So you don't have to deserve anything. You don't have to put yourself in that position to feel like that. because you already have it. It's already given unto you. I'm not a real big Bible person, but the Bible says before you ask, it is already given to you. So you have
Amen.
everything.
and let me just I'm glad you thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I want to share something that I think repeatedly when I would like to shift myself out of that mindset into a more receptive mindset. When you take your first breath, you deserve everything you desire. Isn't that awesome to think that and believe that? Once you take your first breath, everything you desire is yours.
Oh, it's so good. It's
right
with the programming. You're basically programming yourself to think and act the way that you want to do it, not what anyone else says. But this is how I want to program myself to react, to be triggered, because we're triggered by all kind of stuff. But you can trigger yourself as well to good things.
You can trigger yourself positively.
Yeah.
Not just negatively.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What's the next one?
The next topic is learning to direct positive expectation towards our own life and away from expectation of other people and the world around us. What do you got to say about that?
Expectations really, I don't love using the word should, but could be beneficial if they're directed at you. If they're directed at anyone else or anything else, probably not going to be positive. Because when we have expectations, they're usually at somebody else or at something else. Like if she would just be nicer, our work environment would be better. Or if my partner would just do what the hell I want them to, our relationship would be better. And that's you making them responsible and also giving the power away of choice and change to something else or someone else. Instead of saying, let me look at what I'm doing. Let me look at what I'm attracting. Because then I can skip over to thinking and believing that expectations can be a good thing when they're directed at me. Because if I take that away from looking at what everyone else and everything else is doing, and I look at me, I can start to think, I have a lot of money. I have enough money. I have everything I desire, and more is coming to me right now. That's an expectation, and it's a positive one. And it doesn't have anything to do with anyone or anything else, because our brain likes to get into this bossy mode where it's like, well, you need to do this and they need to do that. And if the world was just like this, then everything would just be great. Again, you're putting conditions on things and giving your power away to create the life you desire. And when you point it to yourself, all of a sudden, it could be positive if you choose to focus it that way. What do you think, Ken?
Yeah, it's the expectation thing. I don't know why it's innate in us. I think it's because of our of our past, and how we were designed to get away from trouble, but we automatically expect the bad things for some reason, and it's a problem. And I've been there myself, and I'm still working on that, to where, like, if my grandma calls me at a certain time of night, I'm already worried about something happening. I'm like, why are you calling me this late? Like, what happened? Like, we automatically jump to the negative. But when you tell somebody to expect good things, it's like you telling them to believe in the devil, because they just like, I can't. It's so hard to believe in good stuff. But you tell them like, oh, you're gonna get an argument today with your kid's mom, and they be like, yeah, I know this. But if you tell them like, okay, just expect, you're not gonna get into an argument with them, they're like, why would I expect that? Like, why would I want to expect that? I know what to expect. It's always gonna be some BS. But when you change your expectation, just as easy it is to expect negative things to happen to you, it's the same thing for positivity. Expect good things to happen to you. I expect great things to happen to me. I expect when I go to the club, somebody's going to buy me a drink. I expect somebody to compliment me. I expect these things to happen to me, and they happen. And they happen. True to God, right hand of God, on the hand on the Bible. Everything that I expect to happen to me happens to me. Even the negative things are what we would label as negative. Because to the universe, nothing is positive, nothing is negative. It just is. So that's why it grants you whatever it is that you want, because it doesn't see the negativity as we do. It doesn't see the positivity as we do. It only sees the event. It only sees the person as what they are. It is what it is. And that's how we should look at it. It's not a positive thing. It's not a negative thing. It's just a thing that happened. So if we can wrap our mind around expecting good things, or what we consider as good things, then things are going to come. They're going to come more often than not. I promise you.
And I also invite you to stretch your mind even more. And instead of looking at other people and saying, well, must be nice that she's got money, must be nice that she's got a husband, like we do that too.
Yeah.
Is breathe that in from them. Whatever energy they have that you desire, don't be jealous. Get closer to them. Befriend the vibrational place that they're in. I want to be around people that are doing better than me in all departments, because that's only going to lift me up. I'm not going to waste my time pointing my finger at somebody who's not at least at my level vibrationally. I'm not talking about like being better than people.
Yeah.
But when I see somebody who's vibrationally more consistent than I am, I want to drink that Kool-Aid because I just like that.
Yeah.
And jealousy is only going to push me further away from that. I want to appreciate that and then create it in my world.
Yeah. 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 Oh, I'm loving this already. This is so good. The next subject is judgment and how it is a reflection of our own internal world. What do you got to say about that, Laura?
This is what I was kind of just saying when I said I invite you to stretch it even a little bit more. Instead of looking at other people and other things and external circumstances around you and saying, I'm jealous, I'm envious, that makes me angry to see other people do good. It's really just a reflection of you looking at the lack of what you desire because you don't have it. And that's, if you're focused on that, then yes, you're going to be unhappy. And when you see other people having what you want, you're going to judge instead of love. And that's going to push you further away from having that in your own life. So if changing judgment is not the first step. It's noticing when you judge and catching yourself like, oh, I'm doing it again. When you're standing in line behind that old person at the grocery store and you're in a hurry and they're writing a damn check. Who writes a damn check anymore? And they're taking 10 minutes to write this check. You're like, oh my God, do you not have a debit card and you can just swipe it and get the hell on? But then you look at it and you go, oh, I'm judging them because I'm younger. I'm more capable. I understand technology better and I can do things quicker. But guess what? You're going to be them one day. And there's going to be a younger person behind you tapping their foot. Like, come on. So if you have compassion for that person in front of you that you're going to be in 20, 30, 40 years, that's the place to be. Is just start catching yourself, because I guarantee you there's a book by Gabrielle Bernstein called Judgment Detox. If you've never read it, read it, love it, and apply it. Because one of the first steps of the book is just notice for one entire day how much you judge other people. And it is so many times when you're unaware of it and you're just becoming aware. And then you can start to shift it, because judgment is poison for manifesting. and it robs you of joy, it robs you of freedom, and it robs you of the ability to be compassionate towards yourself and other people. You got to stop me because I could go on forever about this.
Man, I'm listening because I literally was talking to my wife the other day about this, and I said I really judge people, and I noticed that if I judge people, then I get judged for things. And I said I gotta stop judging people. It's not my responsibility to think people should live the way that I think that they should live. And that's a problem with most of us. When we get into something with someone, we want them to live the life that we want them to live. They're living their life to the fullest, but if they're not living it up to your standards, you judge them. And I said to myself, why am I judging these people? You know, I judge people if they got like tattoos on their face, or if they do kind of, you know, they do ghetto stuff. I don't subscribe to that. But I said, you know what? Why am I judging these people for living their life? It doesn't affect me at all that they have tattoos on their face. That's just me judging them. It doesn't affect me about what kind of car that they drive. It doesn't affect me about the type of relationship that they're in. So why am I sitting here bothering myself judging these people and like, why he got those tattoos on his face? That's so weird. That's so but that person, they did it, so they like it. And then I had to look at my own life, like, where you're judging other people, where could somebody judge you? And so then that's a more of a reflective thing for me, because I always say if I'm doing something to somebody, then they could be doing the same thing to me. So what areas of my life could I be judged in if somebody was really looking? And so I'm like, yeah, I got all kind of areas I could be judged in. Somebody might not think that me doing this podcast is a cool thing. Somebody might not like the way I cut my hair. Somebody might not like the wife that I chose for myself. Like, there's all kind of reasons for people to judge, and there's all kind of reasons for you to judge people. So I say, just don't judge it. Just don't judge, because you will be judged. You don't think that no one's judging you. Somebody's talking about you if you're talking about somebody else. It's the energy, because you carry that energy, and what you put out there, you attract. So if you putting out that energy of, oh, I'm judging this person, you're going to get that same energy back. The next topic that we're going to talk about right now is how to move from a mindset of obstacles and towards one of opportunities. I like this one.
This has literally been my whole life. And I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but I can tell you, growing up blind in a world that is super visual, it's freaking hard. And if you focus on that, your life will be miserable. I mean, I've met so many people who have different disabilities or are differently abled in a lot of ways, and they're so angry at the world and so mad at their situation. And it's such a contrast for me, because I'm very resilient and I'm very positive. Not that things have always been easy. I've just always had this resilient personality, whether it was my parents getting divorced or being blind, it didn't matter. I was always looking for the light. But that was my perspective. If I was always looking for the light, the universe was always going to send me light. And this was before I ever knew anything about manifesting. It was just part of who I am.
Yeah.
I always saw, or was either at least looking for, is this an opportunity? How could this be an opportunity? So having that mindset, the universe would send me an opportunity, because I definitely went through a period in my life where I saw all obstacles. And then I just got more of that and more of that. And it wasn't until I woke up one day and said, I'm going to audition for the dance drill team at my school. And my family and my friends were all like, what? Are you serious? Because I was very introverted and quiet and just never stepped out of my comfort zone when I was going through the hard period of losing a lot of my vision and trying to adjust to that quickly. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to try it. And I ended up making it on the team. And that just, it was like a jumping off point for me to just feel like I could do anything that I wanted to do. And so I went on and, went to college and then went into the career that I'm doing now. And none of that was easy. But I always had the mindset of, I love this. I'm passionate about this. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So the path was made smoother for me because I was showing up with that attitude. And that's, your mindset will shape your reality every single time.
When I was moving from obstacles into opportunities, I would just see everything as like, this is so hard. This is going to be a problem before I even started it. And I know some of you guys can relate to it. Before you even get to start something, you will have an idea or you'll want to do something. You will have a dream. And as soon as you hear that dream, you think about it. The first thing you think about is how many problems you're going to have to get to it. That's the first thing we start thinking. I was like, okay, I want to start this podcast. Oh, who's going to listen to my podcast? Who's going to do this? How am I going to get this out there? All of the problems come in first, but I've learned to take, the problems as opportunities. I look at everything as an opportunity to grow. And and I learned from everything. So when I took that mindset on that everything is an opportunity to learn something, my whole life changed. I do not have any more bad days because every situation, I look at it as, what can I learn from this situation? If I'm in an argument with someone, what did I go back and I review that conversation. I'm like, what did I need to learn from this conversation? Or if something happened at work, what did I need to learn from that? Everything is a learning situation for me. And when you look at everything as a learning situation and a lesson, everything is teaching you something. So you're going to keep getting the lessons until you learn what that lesson was brought for you to learn. So if you're having the same problem over and over and over again, you're going to continue to have that problem until you get the lesson that problem was sent to bring you. So when you look at things as an opportunity, when you have a problem, an issue, when you're at odds with yourself, anything, if you can look for the lesson in it, the opportunity to grow from it, you'll never be upset with anything because you'll always grow from it. Because why would you be mad at growth? Why would I be mad at growing from every single situation? Even if it's just a small bit, you're still growing. So look at it like you're growing. Change your mindset to, this is an opportunity for me to grow. If you get into it with your kids, this is an opportunity for me to be a better parent. You got to look at everything as a lesson.
Opportunity is an invitation to grow. Obstacle is a reason to stay small.
I like it. I'm gonna skip down on our list for this because we got a couple of topics, but this is one that I've been recently going through, and I feel like we need to talk about this one. That's a lot of us go through this right now. It's does forgiveness mean forgetting? What do you think about that? That's one for me. I'm like,
This is a lesson, opportunity for growth that everybody goes through, because things happen and your feelings get hurt, and we subscribe to the belief that if I forgive this person, it means that I'm going to forget what they did. And I don't ever want to forget that, because then I won't protect myself. I won't be safe, or whatever your belief attached to that is. And it's absolutely not true. When you forgive somebody else for something that they did for you, it sets you free from all of those emotions of resentment and anger and disappointment and frustration and all of those negative emotions that are not a path to freedom and joy. So if you're willing to forgive somebody for something they did for you, it's a gift to yourself that nobody else can give you.
just this week, I've been waking up every morning thinking about something that one of my exes did to me every day this week. And I just been so, it's been on my mind all week. And I said, every day I wake up drinking this poison, every single day. I start off drinking poison because as soon as I wake up in the morning, I automatically just start thinking about that. So I said, and it would bring down my day for a little bit, but not for that long, but it was enough to where I kept thinking about it. But when we start to not forgive, the forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person. The other person probably doesn't even know you mad at them. And even if they do know, they probably don't care because it's not affecting them. My dad my dad told me this before, and it reigns so strong to me, and I love this quote. He said, when you let somebody make you mad, that's like pissing on yourself. Don't nobody feel it but you. I said, oh, that is wisdom right there. And I tell my son that too. I said the same thing. But the forgiveness is for you. You're drinking the poison. You choose to drink this poison every time you relive that situation that you've been through. So I'm not saying that you have to forget the situation, but forgive it. Forgive it, let it go. And that's something that I had to do for myself. I said, is thinking about this growing you? Is it making you better? Is it doing anything to propel you in your life? And I said, no. I said, are you the same person that you were when you dealt with that situation? I said, no. I said, are you much better than that now? I said, yeah. So then why are you letting something from your past dictate how you feel in your present? Because now you're bringing your past into your present. And then ultimately your past becomes your present. That's what you're doing every time you drink that poison, by not forgiving and not forgetting.
Well, Ken and I could go on, but we'd like to stop here so that you have an opportunity to digest some of the concepts we presented and also give you an opportunity to apply them in your life for your highest good. So thank you again for joining us, and join us next week to help you activate your human potential.